Hello everyone, it's Tom. Today in this video I will show you a complete Barb speed guide with the new Horde of 90 Savages class set. Firstly, I will check this build in an 80 level speed GR. After that I will talk about another variant for T16 speed farming. Now let's see this class set in a few words quickly. 2-piece. Firstly, double the effectiveness of all shouts. There are 3 of them: Battle Rage, Warcry and Threatening Shout. All of them will be used in this build. The another 2-piece bonus also multiplies damage against crowd-controlled enemies with fear or froze or stun. The 4-piece bonus is a simple damage reduction source, stacking in 6% increments per attack of Frenzy, up to maximum of 10 stacks via the bonus of Bastion Reveal. The 4-piece bonus extends the Frenzy stack duration, so you can easily maintain this damage reduction. The 6-piece bonus simply offers a damage multiplier to Frenzy to gain the maximum benefit, which is 10,000% damage multiplier. You have to use Bastion Reveal to maximize the Frenzy stacks to 10. Okay, how does this build work? So the main damage dealer is Frenzy, and basically the key elements: a high percent cooldown reduction, increased movement speed, and another important is the attack speed to support Frenzy skill in a better way. My biggest problem with this set, we couldn't use Wrath of Berserker with 100% uptime. It has a really high cooldown. And our main damage skill is a simple resource generator, so we couldn't use Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac in this build. These things will determine our skill and item choices. Let's see how. Firstly, let's check the speed GR version. There are some mandatory items in this build. Firstly, the Undisputed Champion belt. Frenzy gains the effect of every rune and deals increased damage up to 400%. The most important rune is Smite with stun. Just remember the 2-piece set bonus. Thanks to this belt we can use stun from this rune, even if we select another rune which is Berserk with cold damage. It is important, later I will talk about it in more detail at item choices. The ideal stats of this belt: Strength, White, Auras and plus Frenzy damage. We can get plus Frenzy damage from class set friends. Another important item is the Bastion Reveal with 5 extra Frenzy stack, which are increase our damage and toughness thanks to the used class set bonus. This also provides an additional hit per Frenzy stack. This Frenzy hits chain enemies within 15 yards and the damage will split between all of the affected enemies. You should use this item in cube. Before we check another items, I would like to talk about the remaining cube choices. One of them is Depth Diggers with 100% max damage multiplier to Frenzy, which is a primary research generator skill. As for the last slot, we use Ring of Royal Granger in the cube. Thanks to this, we have to wear only 5 pieces from the class set and we can use Frostburn gloves in inventory. As you remember, I choose a cold variant rune for Frenzy, so we can use plus cold damage stat here. The extra crowd control from freeze is the another reason why these gloves can be used in this build. Ideal stats: strength, crit chance, crit damage and cooldown. Now let's see our weapon. Firstly, the Oathkeeper with up to 200% damage multiplier and 50% higher attack speed for primary skills. The another weapon is Ingeum for more cooldown reduction. The ideal stats: strength, extra damage, cooldown reduction and socket. If you have a higher Paragon, you can change strength to attack speed if it's possible. As for the bracers, use Nemesis for more progress group, and these bracers with Ingeum is a really good combination in a speed GR. The ideal stats: cold damage, strength, crit chance and life on hit. Lastly, check the used amulets and rings. As for the amulet, Flower of Time, because it has CDR and you can able to use pylon effect for a double time. It could be useful in a speed GR. The main problem with this, it's really hard to get a proper one, which is rolled well. Because we need cold damage, crit chance and damage and socket, and cooldown reduction. We have already put Ring of Royal Granger in cube, so we need Band of Might for damage reduction and Convention of Elements with Cold Circle for more damage. Ideal stats: crit chance and crit damage and socket and cooldown reduction. This stat combination is not possible with Ring of Royal Granger, so this was the main reason why we put it into the cube. These 2 rings are very important from perspective of the skill rotation and gameplay style. After describing the selected skills, I will talk about this in more detail. Before this part, now just a quick check for best stats for used class set items. Helm, Strength, Light, Crit Chance and Socket. Shoulders, Strength, Ores, area damage and cooldown reduction. Chest, Strength, Ores, reduced damage from elites and Socket. Pants, Strength, Light, Frenzy damage and Socket. And lastly the boots, Strength, Light and Ores. Now check that skills which are improve or damage. If you remember, Frenzy gains the effect of every rune. Therefore, we can profit from another rune, which is Maniac. Each Frenzy effect also increases your damage by 2.5%. But the most important is the Breath of Berserker with Insanity rune. This gives us more damage, toughness and movement speed. To reduce its cooldown, we use Boon of Vulka's passive skill. The Threatening Shouts with Falter rune increase our damage with 25% for 6 seconds. It can be really useful if you use this skill together with Convention of Elements ring called Circle. Next is the Battle Rage with Bloodshed rune. It increases your critical hit chance and your damage. And on the other hand, it gives area damage which is equal to 20% of your recent critical hits. And you can increase your damage via passive skill choices too. Berserker Rage. When you near at max fury, your damage is increased by 25%. With Frenzy, this is not a problem. Another is Rampage. It gives 1% strength for 8 seconds. The max stack is 25. It gives more damage and some toughness via armor bonus from strength. 3 things determine our extra speed. First is Frenzy with Vanguard rune. Gain 5% movement speed for each stack of Frenzy. Another is Pound of Flesh. It gives movement speed via Pick Health Globe. When you use this passive skill, you should consider items with increased pickup radius from secondary stats. Last addition to extra speed is the Furious Charge with Merciless Assault rune. It's a great mobility skill, and increase our toughness with Band of Might ring. Our last chosen skill is Warcry with Impunity rune to increase our toughness. The playstyle is really simple. You want to keep up Battle Rage and Warcry, and to reach the target, use Furious Charge and pop up your Threatening Shout. This can be really strong buff if Convention of Elements called Circle is active. Try to use Breath of Berserker skill in the right time because you couldn't use with 100% uptime. All things considered, there are phases when your damage is really high but only a few seconds. Just take the next few things. Convention of Elements called Circle and Threatening Shouts with Falter rune and the not constant Breath of Berserker skill. And you need a really good mob density to maximize your Bastion reveal's special legendary power. Lastly, the gems. If you want more toughness, use diamonds, and if you want more damage, use rubies in chest and pants. For more cooldown reduction, use diamonds in helm. Now the legendary gems. Bane of the Trap. It gives more damage and movement speed reduction to our enemies. Frenzy is a primary skill, so we could use Simplicity Strength. It gives increased damage and heal. The next is the Bane of the Powerful. Probably with high level is a constant 20% damage buff, and increase your damage and damage reduction against elite packs. Before we jump into T16 variant, I used only 800 Paragon points and non-ancient items. As you can see, these items are really bad with not the best stats, so there is a possibility for higher level GR and progression. I want to show you a basic build which is easy to put together in any season. Now just a quick recap for used skills. Okay, now the T16 variant. You only need few changes. In skills, you have to change Warcry to Sprint. In T16 you don't need too much damage, So change Death Diggers to Undisputed Champion belt in Cube and use Gold Warp in Inventory. And you should change Convention of Elements ring to Average Brand with Boon of the Horde of Legendary Gem instead of Bane of the Powerful Gem. You will lose some damage, but this is enough in a simple T16 Rift. I think we covered everything. You can find the D3 planner link in the description. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, please hit the thumbs up, and if you would like to see more guides, please subscribe so you don't miss anything in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.